Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. Today I'm going to make the classic woodworking project, everyone's favorite, the cutting board. Now hold on, I can hear the typing as I speak. Not really, but you know what I mean.
It's a cutting board, real challenging. Boo, unsubscribe.
And to those folks that say, yeah, this project could be considered easy or basic, but what's wrong with that? I like to think there's plenty of room on YouTube for another cutting board video. With my version, there's a special edition of a laser engraved logo for a good friend of mine, Grill Master Todd from Greenhorn BBQ Beer. We decided to make it out of thick, long-grained hard maple. I'm cutting the large maple board into more manageable pieces here. The final size was very close to 24 by 18 by 1 3/4 inch thick. You may have noticed I'm outside, away from my spider-filled garage. I've been wanting to build an assembly table bench since my outfeed table is really the only flat surface in my shop that I can use. Instead of building one, I went on Craigslist and scored this beauty. I put the wheels on the long edge, set it up on some sawhorses, and I have expanded my shop to the carport. The material I picked up was S3S, surfaced on 3 sides, with one edge ripped. I really don't need to face plane this material, I only need to joint the edges for that perfect glue up. I really hate to let the fans of the little jet joiner planer down, but I needed a bigger, more stable joiner, so I had to let that little guy go to another home. This Delta joiner's a bit older, needed a lot of cleaning, new blades, new power cable, and a new drive belt, but it is rock solid cast iron. After joining all 3 pieces, it's time to do some layout for some biscuits. I'm aiming for roughly the center thickness of the boards. No need to really measure this, but you do need to make sure that all the cuts are at the same height or you'll have a lot more sanding to do. And who really wants to do that? Six biscuits and a lot of glue should be enough to hold this together. In a past video where I built a walnut record player cabinet, I bought this track saw to help me cut accurate miters on some slabs. Check that video out if you want to see me wrestle a huge board and try and cut miters on my table saw. No miters this time, but I do need long, accurate cuts with minimal burning. The track saw performed great. I added a couple 3D printed parts to the track in order to guide the hose and the cable and not get them hung up. I also made a dust collection port nozzle because the hose and the port on the saw are conveniently the same size. Since this board is pretty heavy and it's possibly going to be used on both sides, I wanted to cut some usable finger grooves in it. I really like the look of cutting boards that have these finger grooves cut in the sides. It's another little addition that makes it different from it just being a slab of wood. The router jig I'm using here will let me run the router bit along the edge of the material and not worry too much about it wandering. The bit I'm using is called a dish carving bit, and I bought it off of Amazon. The bit is 3/4 of an inch wide, and I wanted to plunge it in about an inch for plenty of finger room. So I took it slow and made a couple of passes. The engraver I'm using is the Yorahome 6550 with a 5-watt laser. It was another great Craigslist find. I got the logo from Todd, and with some help from Lightburn, I was able to do some test cuts and fine-tune my power and speeds. I tried a couple of other free programs, but settled on the pay version of Lightburn. I'm obviously not a pro at this, but the software really made it simple to jump in and just try it. A couple coats of mineral oil over the next few days, letting that soak in. Final step is the light buffing with some wax, and we are ready to serve.